Hey, what's going on, guys? Gdoggcasey here, getting ready for another episode of Pillars of Eternity. We are still quite early in this game and still have quite a ways to go, so let's keep on going. So we've been sort of exploring this initial kind of tutorial dungeon, and we're basically finished with it. I think there's a little bit more, so we'll go ahead and keep on going here. We've already uncovered a couple of the extra little secret bits around the place, and now we are exploring a new room that has some spiders in it. And we're just going to do normal combat with these guys. Well, we'll go ahead and do a little something, I guess, because we're taking some damage. Blinding Strike should be good. There we go. Not a big deal. This game sounds are sounding a little loud, aren't they? I don't know. Sound. Music is down. We're going to turn the effects down a little bit, too. There we go. So is there anything else in this area? I like to, as usual, I like to sort of move around in stealth mode because if there's a hidden object anywhere, then we want to be able to find it. Oh, there we go. So we got a rapier and a bloodstone.
Sure.
And we'll leave the dungeon. It looks like we were right at the end. The older robed man. 4 figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus, an ancient structure of chiseled adra and metallic veins, ominous and looming like a silent observer. That's this thing here. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash. The other figures gaze upon it. Gaze upon it in what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out amongst them. A thick gray beard frames a face otherwise hidden beneath a metallic mask. That's this dude here. His faded robes are embroidered with runic language unlike any you have ever seen, and he wears a strange black headdress with 2 protrusions that jut out like wings of some malevolent creature.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book. Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then, all at once, it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision and you are knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land, and pain wells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away into the black, unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place, another time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with adra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end of a great pillar of adra pierces the floor from below, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one that you've just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions, pressing questions, troubling questions. questions that must be answered, or... At the base of the pillar now, you see a man with a thick gray beard and ceremonial robe, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You are walking towards him now at a pace that is hurried, while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. What was the question? Oh shit, there's loot on our companion here. You awaken to find your malaise is broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you can see no sign of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tic. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. The figures at the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen. You find Heodin a short distance away in a shallow lake of his own blood. His body does not stir. You are alone and far from help. Gilded Veil may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. Okay, so quite a bit of stuff happening here. We do get all of our... anything that Hedwyn was carrying. Hold on. Why can't I click on this dude? There we go. So we get all his weapons and stuff. We'll just take those. Alright, your character has earned enough experience to advance a level. Click the icon on the portrait to level them up. That is right here. So there we go. We get 6 points that we can level up. And we're going to focus mostly on stealth and mechanics. But mechanics first. So at this point, we're just going to max out mechanics. Because stealth is not something I'm really going to be able to use all that often. But I want to be able to use it should I ever need it. So go into mechanics and we get... So we get one talent we can take. And there's a number of different talents we can draw from. The class talent is Backstab. It dramatically increases damage done from stealth or invisibility. The rogue may use melee or ranged weapons, but must be within 2 meters of the target. So we might be able to find a way to make use of this. As far as I know, I don't think you get a talent at every level, but you do get them somewhat often. So I don't know if Backstab is one that we should really be focusing on right off the bat. We can go offensive, defensive, and utility. Utility is just going to give us things like this, like extra movement speed and extra defense when disengaging, burn reduction, shock reduction, corrode reduction, or extra damage as well if we were trying to go in that direction with elemental damage. Plus 40% health over 9.9 seconds. Friendly target. Allowing the healing of a small amount of health. Oh, okay. Allows the healing of a modest amount. Yeah, so is this just an ability? I think it's an ability. Wound binding. Let's go with... So, in the offensive tree, we're basically picking weapons that we're well-versed in. 2-weapon style. It increases your dual-wield attack speed. I mean, that just sounds good straight up. If we took adventure, we can use poleaxe, estoc, flail, wand, warbow. None of these weapons are really standing out. I don't even really know which weapon I would want to use. The knight just gets swords, so it seems decent. You gain accuracy. I might end up going with that later, but for now we're going to take 2-weapon style. Because we are using 2 weapons. And that's as simple as that. So 20% increase is pretty good. After leveling a character up, you may want to review their statistics, open their character sheet to see their attributes, skills, abilities, and talents in greater detail. Oh, do you guys hear that whispering? This is the character sheet. I don't remember if I've showed you this in the past, but it's got a lot of detail in it. You can get lost in here. So we can see what our might does for us, being 18. We get 24% extra damage and healing, plus 16 to our fortitude. That's our stats and how everything is affected there. including our skills and where we got those from. Active effects on us, elemental endurance. I think this is just because we're an elf, maybe. We have major fatigue right now, and we're wearing the minor cloak of protection. These are the abilities we have and our talents. We can see all sorts of stuff too, like how long we've been in the party for, what our reputation is like, how much travel time we have, how many enemies we've defeated. The most powerful enemy we've defeated is a famished spear spider, and all this other stuff. So that stuff, oh, that's party, by the way. We can do personal as well. So, pretty interesting stuff that will be more interesting later on. For now, we're just going to sort of go around. I do see you here. Pick up everything we can on the way. And we've definitely been affected by whatever we've just experienced. So, it has like a lasting effect on our mind. It looks like we can see things, we can hear things. I'm not sure if other people can see or hear them. We seem to have some sort of connection to that man. And all of these worshippers are now... It's like they... Oh, it's like they sacrifice themselves to some god. And I guess we will learn more about that as we go along. We're picking up Vessel Ash by clicking on these guys. I don't know what that's used for. And it appears that we have gotten everything. So now we're going to do our first little bit of traveling. And this is taken straight out of like Baldur's Gate or Icewind Dale. It's pretty cool. So we can't go to the Gilded Vale because it's in between us, and that is the Vale Wood. So we're going to go through the Vale Wood. We'll have to travel there. In fact, what we should do is probably camp, because we are majorly fatigued. I didn't even think about that. And that shows right here, major fatigue. So we're going to go ahead and camp and rest. Okay, so we had some sort of dream of that machine again. But we're no longer majorly fatigued, so that's good. So, whenever I play these games, how I tackle these areas is always... I'm always unsure of it. Like, what's the best way to handle it? I don't really know. Usually what I like to do is just sort of explore the whole area. But sometimes... See that person there? It's not a real person. Sometimes we can get ourselves in trouble. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and quick save it. And we will make, put ourselves in fast mode. We already are. We're moving slow because we're in sneak mode, but like I said, I'm pretty much always going to be in sneak mode because if there is a hidden item, I don't want to miss it. Got some river reeds. And usually what I'll do is I'll just I'll uncover the whole map. I'll kill everything that I can find. I'll discover everything I can discover. So there's an outlaw here. Okay, so this might be like an opportunity to use some stealth. We're gonna creep up on him and just hit him. So having backstab there may have been a good idea. We'll blind him as well because it looks like he still has a decent amount of hit points. And he's dead. Loot that guy. And a nice amount of stuff. And we will look at that stuff later, but right now I'm not too concerned about... okay, yeah. So we're going to save it here. This is the part I was talking about. There's a very likely chance that I can get myself killed here. Unless I can get in like a nice sneak attack or something. I'll see if I can do that. So, we don't even have the ability to attack. Unless... Okay, maybe we do. There we go. The young dwarf, tending to the stew, looks up, startled as he sees you approach. He drops his ladle, splattering stew across the ground. What? The bandit turns. Get him, you dogs, and make sure our new cook don't run off. Help, please help me. One of the bandits gives Tenfirth a kick as they pass him, and he huddles. Okay, so yeah, we need to make absolute sure we're doing the right thing here. This guy's already almost dead, so I think we should just kill him. Hopefully. He's almost dead. Okay, we're gonna use... Our Gon's Pledge, 2 per rest. Restores a moderate amount of endurance. So we'll do that because we need that. There we go. I don't want to use my Blind Strike because I want to kill this guy first. But it looks like we're slowed right now. Come on, attack, dude. This guy is not taking enough damage. There we go. He's gaining health back somehow as well. Yeah, I'm gonna be in trouble here. This guy's regaining health somehow. We're gonna go down. I really need... Yeah, okay. So, there you have it. I have been able to win this fight in the past, and it should be possible, but we can come back later, and now that we've died once, maybe we should. Because we'll come back with a party of people and we'll free that guy. We got a young wolf here. Okay, we were able to survive that. Get the wolf hides, which we should be able to sell for a decent amount. Ah, see that? Secret item right there. Cape of Deflection, and then some gems. These aged walls appear to have once encircled this entire glade. Only a small fragment remains, and the stairs leading to the top of the structure have crumbled away. Examine the wall more closely, scale the wall. Let's examine it closely. Heavy bricks are slick with moss, presenting a hindrance to climbing, but the stones themselves seem sturdy enough. Given the right tools, one might easily reach the top. Well, let's try to just scale the wall. You find a handhold upon one of the large stones and start to pull yourself up. But the uneven bricks and odd angle of ascent make the climb difficult, and after a short distance, your arms begin to burn too fiercely. You're forced to drop back to the ground. Okay, so we need some sort of tools to get up there, or we need enough athletics or something like that. And it seems like we don't have a lot of athletics right now. Which we can confirm by coming here and looking at our skills. Yeah, 0 athletics, so that's interesting. South of Gilded Vale. There's a dude here.
Hello.
This man appears to be hurriedly dismantling his camp in quick, jerky movements. He looks up as you approach, his expression tense and drawn. Greetings, he says, a little breathless. On your way south, is it? Because we're a pale elf, he says, you look to be a long way from home, meaning no offense. Not sure what brought you down here, but it's no place to go wandering alone. He wipes his brow, turning to face you. The sooner you're clear of these woods, the better, I think. If I were in this situation, I would probably say this. Our caravan was attacked. I've been trying to get to the Gilded Vale. Hard luck, and I'm sorry to hear it. You should be fine from here. There's no missing the Vale if you keep to the road, and you haven't far to walk. But you'll want to keep clear of this place after that. We were just attacked north of here. Me and a friend of mine. We came out here to hunt some deer. Came up on a bear instead. Great monstrous thing. And Pearly, he didn't make it. He shakes his head. I don't know what I'll tell his wife. In any case, this forest already cost me a friend. I'm heading home before it takes anything else. Who are you? The name's Naunton. Born and raised in Gilded Vale. Haven't had a spot of luck since. His face twists. Luckier than Pearly, I suppose. What happened to your friend? Well, you just told us it was hit by a bear. We didn't see it coming. Naunton's voice shakes a little as he speaks. We were following a stag, Pearly. He saw something in the brambles, and we went tearing off after it. We all but stumbled into the cave. Poor Pearly didn't stand a chance. The bear was on top of him before we knew what was happening. The beasts will take what they will, I suppose. He smiled sadly, and this time Galawain's favor fell upon the bear. Where did you find this bear? In a cave, a ways up that way. He turns and points to the northwest. I wouldn't seek it out if I were you. It was a great brute of a beast. Would hate to hear that it took another life. Okay, farewell. And we might actually follow his advice here. Because as you can already see, being out here alone is not really an advantageous thing to do, because we might get overwhelmed pretty easily. Got a few extra things here. So we will revisit this area relatively soon. Instead, what we're going to do is head over to the Gilded Vale. But we are going to do that in the next episode. I know this one's cut a little bit short. I've been kind of thinking how I wanted to handle this specific series and the format of the videos. And I want to keep it where it's like each video sort of covers at least something specific. So, you know, last video was, doing the tutorial dungeon. This video was experiencing the story part after the dungeon, and then it was supposed to be exploring this area, but we're going to come back and do that again another time with a party full of people, so we'll be, you know, less vulnerable by ourselves. The next episode is going to be focused on exploring the Gilded Vale. So I hope you guys enjoyed this series so far. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.